Hi, I'm Daryl Gibson, Crusaders back coach. This DVD is designed to give basic insights into our approach to decision making and some of the drills we use to teach our players the fundamental and core skills required to make good decisions. A high number of our training sessions are devoted to improving our players' decision making skills. I will focus on two key concepts. Firstly, the actual decision making process, and secondly, cue recognition. The key to success is getting transference from the training field to the game. Continuing to drill will not achieve this. Our philosophy at the Crusaders has been to use modified games and small-sided games where possible. They are great because they give you a competitive and fun edge and also place the skills necessary in context. We're not going to spend time on the technical skill of the draw and pass. Rather, we want to focus the attacker and their attention on recognising cues in the defender. We're going to ask the player what they're looking for in the defender's body language. The key coaching points here are that the support player are recognising what they're seeing, and also how the players work together as an attacking unit in executing the draw and pass. The second thing we want to focus on is recognising the time and space that the players together have available. And finally, we're going to look at the body cues of the feet, the hips and the body angles of the defender. In this 2v1 drill, we want the attackers positioned on the line with two defenders positioned on their lines. Ideally, we want the attack to work together as a unit and really try and load and attack the defender. What the two attackers are looking for in the defender is the body cues that tell them when they should pass or whether they should hold the ball and continue. So as the attacker comes out, he's purposely looking at the defender to see what they do. If the defender comes forward and at them, you'd expect the attacker to pass the ball to their support player. The support player then runs through, again looking for the defender, who may come out. He will then pass to the attacking player, who will come through. Again, the keys are looking at the defender and whether and what body cues they are giving away to the attacker. Again, in this 2v1 situation, we are looking at the defender and the decisions the attackers make when this defender turns out. So as the attacker moves forward, the defender has decided to turn in that direction, away from the attacker. We would expect the attacker to take the space that is left by the defender. Again, as the two attackers travel through to attack the defender, we are looking at the body cues of the defender. If the defender again turns out, the attacker will take the space. Where we go, guys? We're trying to get the attackers to look at the defenders. Here we're going to look at the defender's body angles. Where we go, Slatey. Here the defender is turned in. Here is a demonstration of the attacker reading the body cues of the defender. As the attacker moves forward, you can notice the body angle of the defender. Okay, here we go. Defender, his body angle is pushed out. Again, the defender's body was turned out, and so it allowed the attacker to move through and take the space. Here, we're trying to get the attacker to focus on the defender's feet and body angle. Another two pair will come through, again stressing the attacker to look at the body angles of the defenders. Okay, defenders, I want you to come off your line. Okay, close down the attacker's time and space. Go. Here, we're trying to get the attacker to recognise the time and space they have to work with. We'll get another pair to come through, and again the defenders will come off the line. We are going to expand the 2v1 drill to a 3v2 situation and purposely leave a space open for the attackers to exploit. In this drill, we will introduce our simple decision-making process. Firstly, get into position quickly. Second, scan for options. Thirdly, communicate the solutions or opportunities. And finally, execute the skill. We could add to this drill and its progressions in these various ways. We could start the defenders in a group or in a scattered position, add an extra layer of defence in behind the drill. We could limit which players can communicate, therefore not allowing the first receiver to talk. And we could also add visual aids, which will increase the ability of the players to scan for opportunities. In this 3v2 space variation drill, we position two defenders on the two middle cones. We will start our attackers in a group beside the halfback, who will pass the ball to the group. On go, the attacking group will come out and position themselves quickly and get into position. They're going to look up and on go see which spaces the defenders have covered. If this defender moves into this space and this defender moves into this space, it leaves a space open. We would expect the attack to see this space and to execute. He comes forward, passes into the hole, and they execute through the space. Okay, in this 3v2 drill, we're going to purposely leave a space open. The two defenders are going to be on these two cones and choose a space. On go, the attack is going to come out and get in defence really quickly, scan the options, communicate the space, and then execute. Let's see how this group demonstrates. Go! Very good. The attack got into position early, they identified where the space was, through the middle, and executed. Let's go again. Go! The space is wide and they've executed. Okay, I want the defence to make their decisions later to make it harder for the attack to make a decision. Ready, go! Very good. Obviously the attack was communicated. Now we're going to progress the drill and only one person in the attack can talk. Okay? In this particular three, I want the outside player as the only player who can talk. Okay, so we've got three attackers ready to go. Go! Great. As you demonstrated there, only one player was talking, and that was the player on the outside. The reason we do this is to try and make sure the communication process is occurring, and so the right decision can be made. Here are some more drills to test our decision-making process. In a 5v4 mismatch, we'll put one player in a coloured bib and anchor him to another player to exaggerate the space. On go, the players will look up, scan the defence and look for the opportunities to exploit. In the 4v4 mismatch drill, we will start both teams, the attack and defence, beside what we will call halfback or 9. So the attack will start here and the defence will start here. On go, both teams will form into attack and defence. So if we put the attack out, again, we stress getting into position early. The defensive team will have one player who will be in a coloured bib, and we will represent that player by the red X. Ideally, using our decision-making process, the 4 attackers have got into position early. They have looked up and seen in the defence a mismatch, who is the red player. They have communicated that this is the player they wish to attack, and now they have to execute. So we expect them to come forward, draw, and this player here would then penetrate through that hole. Another progression to this drill would be to scatter the attacking team. So let's say we place 2 players in close proximity to the halfback and another 2 players further back. The idea or concept around this is that these players are in a scattered position and they have to quickly form into a back line. If we draw up the defence as well, remembering that the player we wish to attack, or the mismatch player, is represented in red. On go, the attack gets up and quickly forms into position. So these 2 players will come and these 2 players move. Again, we get into position early, we look up, identify the mismatch, and then communicate and execute. So as we come forward, there is a space on this player here. Ready, go! The attack gets into position early, scans where the green player is and executes on him. Ready, go! As you can see, the defensive line will come out and the attack tries to attack the defender in green. So here, we've got the attackers in a spread. They're going to get into position early, scan the defence and execute. Ready, go! Great. Once we have drilled our decision-making process, we can now design drills to test each aspect individually or as a whole. For instance, we could take a 4v4 mismatch drill. Again, we would expect the attack to work hard to get in position early, scan the defence and look for the mismatched player which we have represented in a coloured bib. We would expect the attack to attack this channel, particularly the player in that coloured bib. Here we have a 4v4 defensive drop drill. Basically the 4 defenders will come out, 2 defenders will drop, and basically the attack will very quickly get into position and then attack the defence. I've numbered the players from 1 to 4. I'll call 2 numbers. Those 2 players will retire to the 10 metre line. In this 4v4 2 defenders drop drill, again we will start the attack and defence beside the 9. Ideally, this is because we want to reinforce the point about the attack getting into position early, and the same can be said for the defence. So on go, the 4 attackers come out and get into position early. Again, the defenders come out and defend the attack. The defenders have each been given a number. So for simplicity, 1, 2, 3 and 4. The defenders know their numbers, and on go, the coach will call 2 numbers. Let's say that numbers 2 and 4 are called. These 2 players retire or drop to the next line, leaving 1 and 3 to defend the first line, and 2 and 4 to defend the second line. As the attack comes through, they play what they see, penetrate through here, and then try and beat the 2 defenders at the back. Ready, go! 2 and 3. Very good. Ready, go! 4 and 2. That's fine. Now we'll progress the drill. Okay, ready, go! 3 and 4. Great. In a 4v4 defenders drop drill, we have 4 defensive players who are all numbered. 2 defensive players drop from the defensive line, enabling the attack to see 2 defenders in front of them. We would expect the attack to scan, see where the defenders are, and execute. In a 4v4 varied drill, we have cones that signify 3 different defensive scenarios. We have a blue cone that signifies a blitz, an orange cone for a scattered or random formation, and a yellow that represents a tight defense. The drill runs with players, defensive players, on either of these 3 colours. The attack looks up, sees the defensive system in front of them, and then executes appropriately. In the 4v4 defence varied drill, we're going to have 3 coloured cones to represent 3 different defensive systems. The first that we're going to put out is blue cones. And we'll just represent this with a B. So with the blitz, we have them slightly further apart, which represents the defence coming from outside into the attack. The next coloured cones will be orange, we'll put that in an X, and they're going to be in a random formation, so spread randomly around our area. Finally, we're going to have yellow, and I will just use a circle where these will be tight, which again represents a tight defence which leaves the attack with lots of space. On go, both the attack and defence come out. The attack try and form up and get into position quickly, while the defensive team will receive a colour from the coach, meaning they will go and position themselves on those cones. So let's say that the defensive team are going to attack on the blue cones. So we'll put them there, 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 and there. On go, the defensive team will come from outside to into the attack. The attack have obviously looked up, seen the defensive system, communicated and executed against this type. Go! Yellow! Great. Let's reload. There, the attack had all the space. Ready, go! Orange! Very good. Ready, go! Blue! Ready, go! Blue! Very good. In the 4v4 defence varied drill, our first progression will be that we move our attacking players on or close to the gain line or advantage line. So we put our attackers facing the defence. On go, they quickly move back into position and attack the defence who have appropriately gone to either blue, orange or yellow cones. Here we're just a couple of variations that we can do with this drill, and that is with the starting position of the attack. So here we have them lined up on the halfway. On go, they'll quickly get back into position, look up, scan the defence and call the appropriate play. Ready, go! Yellow! Great. Another progression to the 4v4 defence varied drill is that we would put the attacking team already in place and facing away from the defence, so they're unaware of where the defence is set up. The coach would have either a blue, orange or yellow cone and give the signal to the defensive side where they will set up prior to the attack turning around. On go, the attack turns around, sees where the defence is positioned and then attacks appropriately. In this example, the defence are positioned on the yellow cones and very tight. The defence sees this, attacks and attacks the space that is being left. In this variation, the attacking players are turned face the opposite way. I now have 3 coloured cones. I'll flash a particular cone to the defensive team and they will come out and be set. On go, the attack will turn around and already see the defence that they're up against. that example, the attack were a lot more communicative and clearly saw the defence and what defensive system they were using. They executed the right skill. Game sense and decision making on attack. The importance of giving decision making skills context is the key to a successful drill. We achieve this by placing decision making skills within modified games. Having established the fundamentals of cue recognition and the decision making process, we need to make use of the game sense approach. The game we will demonstrate is Goal Line D. Our philosophy is to always try and place our skills within a context. In this way, we try and give our skills transference from the training field to the game. In this game, we call Goal Line T. We'll have 4 defenders positioned on the 5 metre line, and they will be attacked by 5 attackers who start on the 15 metre line. 5 attacking players' object is to score a try on the 5 metre line. Each unsuccessful attack requires the attacking team to retire beyond the 15. The 4 defensive players can go anywhere along the 5 metre line. So in this example, the attacking player moves forward, we'd expect the defence to shift across, and hopefully it's just a simple draw and pass situation. And then the try. Once the try is scored, the ball is returned beyond the 15 metre line and play starts again. Ready, go! Here, the attacking side come out, just play. There is a score. The ball is returned over the 15 to attack again. An unsuccessful attack, the ball is returned over the 15. That's no try. Again, this can be used as a fitness drill as well, and it's a good way. Unsuccessful attack, the ball is retired back, all players retire behind the 15. Great, and stop there.
Yeah,